This is Ask a Couples Counsellor, a show that answers all the relationship questions you're too afraid to ask. On the show, we'll take your questions and give you the tools you need to build trust and intimacy with your partner. I'm your host, Neha Kapoor. I'm a registered clinical counsellor and psychotherapist, and I'm really passionate about helping couples navigate the challenges that we all go through. Because after all, every relationship encounters some stormy weather now and then. Hello and welcome to another episode of Ask a Couples Counsellor. Today's episode is all about the places where desire meets vulnerability. Whether it's learning to trust praise, navigating a partner's kink you're not into, or exploring your own pleasure as a single person, what you want matters, and so does how you honor it. This is about turning towards your needs with curiosity instead of shame, and letting honesty become the doorway to deep connection with yourself and with others. All right, let's get into it. Our first question for today comes from Anna in Perth. Let's have a listen to Anna's question.
I told my partner I have a praise kink, and now I really doubt the compliments that they give me, and I would love your advice on what I should do.
Anna, I just want to start by saying that when you tell your partner you have a praise kink, what you're really saying is, words mean something to me, deeply. They turn me on, they turn me inside out, and they turn up the volume on my worth. So first, let's honor the vulnerability. Sharing something like that is no small thing. It's not just sexual, it's emotional exposure. You're opening a door to a part of yourself that is wired to respond to affirmation, to recognition, to being seen. But here's where it gets complicated. Once that door is open, doubt can creep in. You start to wonder, are they saying this because they mean it or because they know it works on me? And that question isn't just about them. It's about your own fear. Am I truly worthy of praise if I had to ask for it? So let me say this clearly. Your desire for praise doesn't make the praise less real. It makes it more important. You're not manipulative for needing what you need. You're not weak for craving affirmation. What I would say is that you're human. And in relationships, we all have attachment strategies, ways we seek closeness, safety, and intimacy. For some, it's touch. For others, it's space. For you, it's words. That's not a kink flaw. That's a love language with a bit more edge. So what do you do now? Well, what I would say is talk about the doubt, not in a way that accuses, but in a way that invites more intimacy. So say something like, sometimes I get in my head after you praise me. I worry that you're just saying it because I told you I needed it. I want to believe it, but it's hard. That kind of honesty doesn't kill the spark. It feeds it. It says, I want your words, and I also want to feel the truth in them. You can even ask for specific feedback. What exactly do they find sexy, beautiful, admirable about you? The more detailed the praise, the more real it feels. And finally, a truth you may not want to hear, but need to. No amount of external praise will land fully until you believe you're worthy of it. So the deeper work is this. Praise yourself out loud and often. Let your partner's words echo what you already know, not try to replace what you're withholding from yourself. This isn't just about kink. This is about trust. Trust in them, yes, but also trust in your worthiness to receive love without suspicion. You open the door. Now let the love in. I hope that answers your question, Anna. Our second question for today comes from Amber. Let's have a listen to Amber's question.
How do I tell my partner that I'm not into their kink without being rude? When is it kink shaming?
Amber, this is such an important question because how we talk about sexual differences in a relationship can either build connection or quietly erode it. First, let's start here. You are not obligated to be into something just because your partner is. Consent isn't just about saying yes or no. It's about the freedom to be honest without fear of punishment, guilt, or shame. That's what makes a relationship sexually safe. But here's where it gets nuanced. When someone shares a kink with you, they're revealing a very private, very charged part of themselves. It's not just a preference. It's often tied to vulnerability, identity, even past wounds or unmet needs. And when you respond, your tone, your words, your curiosity, they all matter. Kink shaming isn't just about saying no. Kink shaming is when the no comes wrapped in judgment. It's the difference between, ew, that's weird, why would you want that, versus, I hear you. I hear that this turns you on, and I really appreciate you trusting me with it. I want to be honest, it's not something I feel comfortable exploring, but I care about staying open in this conversation. Do you see the difference? It's okay to say that's not for me. It's okay to have boundaries. In fact, I would say it's essential. But it's how you say it that determines whether the moment becomes a rupture or an opportunity for deeper intimacy. You don't have to match your partner's kink for kink. What matters more is that you create a space where you both feel safe to be seen and still respected, even in your differences. So here's a script that you might try. This is how I would say it, and you can say it however you like. Thank you for trusting me with that. I love that you're able to share what turns you on with me. That takes courage. I've thought about it, and while I want to stay connected and curious with you, I'm not comfortable exploring that particular kink. Can we talk about other ways we might play or connect that feel good for both of us? What you're doing here is setting a boundary with care, and that is the opposite of shame. Because here's the thing, the healthiest sexual relationships aren't built on total compatibility. They're built on mutual respect and emotional safety. That includes the freedom to say yes, the power to say no, and the space to say, tell me more. So no, you're not being rude, you're being real. And done with kindness, in my opinion, that's the sexiest kind of honesty there is. I hope that answers your question, Amber. Our last question for today comes from Amy in Sydney. Let's have a listen to Amy's question.
How do I start exploring kinks as a single person?
Amy, I love this question because it flips the script. Most people think kink exploration only happens with a partner, but here's the truth. The deepest, most empowering exploration starts with you. Kink isn't just about what happens in the bedroom. It's about knowing what lights you up, what makes you feel powerful, what makes you feel surrendered, what gets under your skin in the best possible way. And you don't need a partner to begin uncovering that. You just need curiosity, consent, and courage. So where do you start? Start with the self, your body, your imagination, your inner world. Kink is just an extension of your erotic language. So ask yourself, what roles or power dynamics excite me? What fantasies have I never said out loud? When do I feel most in control? And when do I love losing control? You can explore safely and solo through erotica or audio erotica to let your mind roam freely. And for those of you who don't know what erotica is, it's a form of creative work, usually written or visual. It's designed to evoke sexual feelings, arousal, or exploration through storytelling, imagination, and emotional connection. And it focuses on desire, tension, intimacy, and pleasure, rather than just physical act of sex. So think of it as the difference between porn and erotica is that porn often visually, it's explicit and focused on immediate physical stimulation, whereas erotica is more nuanced. It's emotional and psychological. It draws you in through mood, build-up, characters, and fantasy. Another thing that you could do to explore safely is journaling your fantasies. Not to judge them, but just to get to know them. You can also explore solo sensory play. So exploring different textures, temperatures, or sensations on your skin, like silk, leather, wax play, or restraint tools like cuffs or ropes. You can also explore kink-friendly communities, even online, where you can learn, listen, and explore ideas without pressure. And let's be real, this is about play, not performance. There is no right way to be kinky. There's only your way. The point of exploring solo is to cultivate self-trust. Because when you do eventually invite someone into that space, You'll be able to say clearly, this is what I like, this is where I'm curious, this is where my no lives. And that clarity, that's power, that's safety, that's sexiness. And one more thing, Amy. Kink doesn't make you broken, it makes you brave. To explore your edges is to claim your pleasure without apology. So whether you're into dominance, praise, restraint, exhibitionism, role play, or things you don't even have words for yet, start with compassion. Follow your turn on. And remember, you're allowed to want what you want. You're not waiting for someone to give you permission. You're becoming the expert in your own desire. I hope that answers your question, Amy. All right, that's it for today. And before I go, if you have any burning questions you want answered, send them to novoempowercounselling@gmail.com. Let's navigate this journey together because better relationships start with understanding. I can't wait to hear from you. You've been listening to Ask a Couples Counselor, a show that answers all the relationship questions you're too afraid to ask. This show is produced by Novo Empower Counselling. We provide a range of services, including couples counselling, individual counselling, and online counselling. To find out more, visit our website novoempowercounselling.com.au. This show was produced with strategy and production support from Wavelength Creative. To make sure you don't miss an episode of Ask a Couples Counselor, be sure to subscribe to or follow the show in your podcast app. And while you're there, I'd love it if you could leave me a 5-star review. It really helps others find the show. I'm your host, Neha Kapoor, and I'll see you in the next episode.